I have 4:15,
Yep.
so I'm going to call this meeting to order. I'd like an approval for the agenda.
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I need a motion to open the public hearing for the budget, proposed budget.
I'll make a motion.
Okay, second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll open the motion for the public hearing. Okay. Do we have any public comment?
Cindy Van Fossen. Looking at the county budget year statement we received, the current property tax collected in fiscal year 25, as shown on this form, is $7,810,052. The proposed property tax to be collected in fiscal year 26 is $7,862,745. If I'm correct, by looking at the form,
What are you looking at, Cindy?
at this form that we received in the paper.
Okay, we're
Or
looking
we
at the
received
notice.
in the mail.
We're looking at the notice
Oh,
for
you're
public
looking at
hearing.
that one?
Yes,
This is the one I received in the paper, or in the mail.
we're looking at
Sorry.
the notice of the public
I
hearing.
don't, so is there those figures on that form also? I might have that one with me too.
We're looking at the public hearing notice right now.
Okay. Well, I'm looking at this statement, so I guess I won't make a comment since you're looking at another statement. Thank you.
Do I have any other public comments? I will say that our levies are the same for this year as they were last year. The difference, one of the differences that is in our budget is that the levy for the jail, and that is a voted levy, so that is a debt service levy. The difference in tax dollars that we're asking for is about almost $12,000. The debt service bond for the bond is $120,000. Everything's a little bit different. It's a little hard to understand some of these things. I think we've worked hard to keep the budget down as much as we can. We're still working on it. That's not to say that things are not going to change between now and the time we finalize the budget. But this is just our first hearing. There will be another hearing before April 30th. If there's no more public hearing, or excuse me, no more public comment, could I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay. Our public hearing is closed. And we have a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Our budget hearing, for the proposed budget hearing for this first budget hearing is closed then. And we will still be working on our budget through this week. and until we finalize it. And we'll be having that, what, on April 22nd, I think, Kristen? Okay. So our final budget hearing, I believe, will be on April 22nd, if we can get it to the paper.
Yep.
Okay. That one is closed. So we'll move on to our regular meeting then. Okay. I'd like to call our regular meeting of the Page County Board of Supervisors to order. And could I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Do we have any public comment? Okay, no. All right, we'll have our engineer update then, JD.
Good afternoon, J.D. King, Page County Engineer. It'd be finer in Page County if it was picking up a little rain like it is to the east, but
Maybe tonight?
maybe tonight. Engineer update went out yesterday afternoon with a couple of added enclosures on the agenda. We'll get to those later. Blades are out in the districts. We're pulling in rock from the edges. We also cut berms off that preclude water from getting into the ditch. It's another reason why we cut shoulders. And sometimes we have to shape entrances that run water onto the road. Get that water to go in the ditch. We're hauling rock south of town on the 270th and down at Duncan Road there west of Shamball. The pipe crew's working on K Avenue in the middle part of the county replacing pipe. Had some guys out coal patching and one crew cutting brush overhangs where conditions were fit in the ditch. We're gonna be working on a big pipeliner south of CarQuest shop there on I think it's T Avenue, near 220th Street. We're gonna, instead of digging up the new pavement to fix the motor plate, we're gonna put a liner in that. So that'll be progress in that. We're still waiting, moving to the shop. We're waiting on some cylinders from the hydraulic hose and one from a motor grader. Should go get those later this week. Sign truck was in the shop for an air leak that I saw back on the road this afternoon. We're still having trouble with the wheeled skid steer. And I'd like to talk a little bit about a used single axle truck that we're gonna hopefully purchase to replace our single axle truck that's in the shop. It'll be in the shop till the fall because of how far the shops are backed up. We had found a single axle truck in Manchester, Iowa, up in the northeast, 2002 Kenworth with a couple 100,000 miles on it. It's a little older, cost $46,500. Would be suitable to pull the spray patcher. But we also found a 2018 International. The dealer's in Carroll. Truck's in Louisville, Kentucky, where it's getting the box put on. So they couldn't find anybody to put a box on here. They must have had some connection with folks in Kentucky. And it's a 2018 International, 144,000 miles. And it costs 63.5 instead of 46 for that Kenworth. So we're gonna get them to bring that up to Carroll and look at it, see if it's suitable for our purposes.
What was the year of that first one, JD?
2002,
2002. And it had how many miles?
200,000.
200,000. Okay.
So in any case, we need to buy a single axle dump truck soon, because we're about to come into spring where we need our spray patcher running and fixing our seal coats.
So you're gonna look at both of those?
We're gonna look at the newer one,
Newer one, okay,
the one that's coming up to Carroll.
okay.
Continued work on the Essex Bridge is forming the deck. I anticipate a deck pour toward the end of April or perhaps first part of May, depends on how it comes along out there and the weather. We had a pre-construction meeting for the guardrail work on J64 last Thursday. The contractor advised us that he would be in for tentatively start date on the 7th of April, next Monday. Advisory to Page County that we're gonna close the road from 59 to Hackberry, J64, that whole stretch, and run the detour up on J52 and 59. So if you have produce to move, you got a few days to move it, otherwise you have to go around.
When's that start now?
7th April,
7th.
be next Monday.
Okay.
Questions for the update? Questions about the update? So you turn your attention to the rock petition. Some landowners from north of town, Janice and Kent Carl, they have some connection to Page County. They have ground on both sides of Redwood Avenue, north of J20, currently a piece of dirt for that mile. They're interested in graveling 1,150 feet so they can put a house up there. On the east side of the road, have a nice scenic vista of the West Nottoway Valley. And their portion of the cost is $4,810 to rock that piece of the road. They're from Missouri and didn't come up today. Just told them that was fine, you know, they're planning to build a house. Needs all weather access.
Do I hear a motion to approve the rock petition?
I'd make a motion that we approve it.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried to approve the rock petition.
Thank you.
Okay,
Then the next item on the agenda is the capital asset management form. We bring that, this is required by the auditor, or the state auditor a few years ago. Had us incorporate this whenever we sell capital equipment. So we intend to dispose of this list via online auction, probably Purple Wave. We don't have that specified yet, so I'd expect auction in a month or so. We may have another piece of equipment for the list, but we'll bring another form up if that's the case.
okay. Okay, so do I hear a motion to approve the sale of these 5 items by online auction?
Make a motion.
Motion, I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carried.
Thank you. Could I get the chairman to sign this, please?
Okay. Since I wrote on mine.
What do we pay Blue Wave when we, percentage of,
Oh, that comes out of the seller,
comes out of the sale?
come out of the buyer.
The buyer pays that.
Buyer pays it.
Oh, the buyer pays it. Okay.
Okay. So there may be more. Okay.
There's waffle on a trailer.
There's a what?
We got a trailer that we
Okay.
need to put up.
Okay.
We don't know which one.
Okay. So you'll maybe add that next week?
Not necessarily this week.
Okay,
Whatever we get it figured out.
gotcha. Okay. Okay, thank you, JD. Okay. All right. Okay, next item up is discuss action Civil Service Commission.
Good evening, guys. How are you?
Good.
We are in the process of trying to hire a new deputy, and in the process of doing that, we have to have the Civil Service Commission sign off on the certified list to say that everybody has passed the tests and everything is done properly and everything. There's supposed to be 3 people on that list for the Civil Service Commission, and currently there are only 2 people on that list. Mike Anderson, former Easters, Mike Anderson is on that list, and then it is Gibson, Marianne Gibson is the second person. And I believe
Now, is she scheduled to come off? Or
she's
was that
scheduled to come off later this year.
Later
Yeah.
this year?
December 31st?
December 31st is, I believe, her date to come off, but
Okay.
we are actually 1 short right now.
Yep.
And so we need to have the board assign somebody back to that.
So this is the board's appointment?
This is the board's appointment. There's
Okay.
2 different appointments. The board appoints one, and then the county attorney appoints one. His is still good.
Mary Ann?
Yeah. I believe
Okay.
I heard Mary Ann correct. Yep.
Okay,
So
What all do they do?
they just basically verify that if we're hiring somebody or firing somebody, that we do it in a procedural, correct way, because peace officers have the Bill of Rights, ADF, so that if you are being disciplined or something like that, they oversee that to make sure it's done properly. Hiring the same exact way. If we're gonna hire somebody, it's done to make sure that the physical fitness was done, the post-test was done, the MMPI was done. It's just procedural ways to make sure we do our jobs correctly.
and the Civil Service Commission has one appointed by the board, one by the county attorney, and
And do they just meet whenever it's needed, or?
Just whenever it's needed, and then they just verify that, hey, we did everything we're supposed to on the list. Everybody is certified on that list, passed their test, and then they give the okay, sign off on it, and from there, we can hire from that list.
How long a term is it?
I believe it's a 6-year term.
6 years?
6 years.
and you have someone that you want us to appoint.
I would like for you guys, if possible, to appoint Chief Deputy Riddle onto that board. That way, we can work more directly with that board and have somebody with our department in their board to streamline things a little bit better.
Okay,
A conflict of interest? Since you're hiring, isn't he on the interview probably?
No, actually,
doesn't do
as far as the hiring, it would be strictly me. Now, he would probably be sitting on the interviews.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess,
have you checked on this?
I just didn't want you to have conflict of interest if
Yeah.
he's making decisions based on what,
right.
and he's a
So
Current
I
deputy.
have spoken to Jared Schneider. He is the part of the Iowa State Sheriffs and Deputies Association, and he told me that he always has his chief deputy on that board.
Okay.
So I didn't ask him any further questions beside that, but he said he always has his on there. So I can make contact with him again and verify if you'd like. Because, yeah, don't do something that we have to redo.
Yeah, I just don't want to put you in a bad situation where that, you know, we make the call and then all of a sudden we find out that that's not probably legal or it's not ethical, but
Right,
I mean, that would be my only concern with it.
Right,
You know, I don't have
exactly.
any other issue with him being on it, but
okay.
I don't.
I can call Jared here in just a second and see if, you know, what his input is on it, because he's the president of the Sheriffs and Deputies Association right now.
Okay,
Yeah,
So if
That
you'd
would be-
like, I could step out and make a phone call.
that would be a good idea, because,
you do that?
Let me do that, I'll
Yes.
be right back then.
okay,
Thank you.
okay. Okay. While he's doing that, we'll go ahead and do board communication. Anybody have anything?
Got a landfill meeting Thursday night.
Okay,
I did not have anything this week. It's like a
Okay.
shock.
wow.
Yeah, there's,
I had an interagency meeting this morning. Interagency meeting this morning.
What do you do there?
That's where all of the different groups come together. We have Zion, representatives, Wabansi, all of the different groups that provide any type of services they start at babies and go clear up, sexual assault, babies 0 to whatever, any type of services that are provided to residents of the counties around us, like, one group provides services to 9 counties around us. Some just do a couple of counties, but they all provide different services, mental health, counseling. They provide programs and each tell what their agencies provide. They're doing a sexual assault trafficking thing in Red Oak at the theater later this week. They're doing a movie that talks about that. They do, Debbie Pope does child, she visits the home of the children of 0 to 5 and provides things. They provide, when babies are born in Shenandoah Hospital, they provide a bag with different things for the babies, and the hospital provides things, and then the library provides books and different things, and then she visits them. There's just so many services available, hospice service. It's amazing how many services that we have in Page County and the surrounding counties that people provide. So we have a wealth of things. We're just blessed with the number of agencies that provide things. And it seems like we get more and more. In fact, one of at 12 o'clock, two gals showed up this morning, and they're a new hospice group that is coming into the counties. Someone told them the meeting was 12 to 1, and we actually meet from 11 to 12. So anyway, we meet once a month on the first Tuesday of the month, and so everybody just talks about the different services that they provide. Today was the Lorinda Hospital, and they went through the different services that they provide, the social work services, and we've had the Shenandoah Hospital. We're blessed that we have two great hospitals in the county. So, you know, it's just something that sometimes the services overlap, but we have all of these services that we have, and if you don't know about them, Public Health has a lot of pamphlets. You can call there if you need some type of a service, and they can hook you up, and there's all kinds of things. Zion provides gambling, addiction. We'll talk Todd, you could talk about the different things that Zion does, alcohol, all kinds of things, you know, so there's help for whatever that you have, you know, whatever you need. So anyway, this keeps us on track and lets people know what we have. So you can go to all these different agencies for whatever problem that you have, and there's help. So anyway, Sheriff McCauley, did you find something?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay,
I think it will probably be a conflict of interest, so we'll have to have somebody else appointed to that board.
okay,
And then we can work more directly with them
Okay.
through that, so.
okay,
And I do not have anybody lined up as far as who would be good for the board or whatever.
okay. I had never heard of anybody sitting on the board like that before, but, you know, things change, so,
Yep, exactly. And then I'm glad
Okay.
you brought it up too,
Okay.
because I don't want to make problems for ourselves.
Right.
later.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Yep, so I guess keep your ears open. If you hear somebody or you think of somebody, let us know.
Gotcha.
And we can go
Dwayne
from-
Rexroth was,
He was the gentleman that went off.
and does he want to be,
I have not even made contact with Mr.
Okay.
Rexroth. I've had.
I
a
could ask
bunch-
him.
yeah, or Charles can make
Or
contact.
if you want to
Yeah, I
call
can
him,
make
maybe
contact.
and
Do you
ask
have a phone number for him?
him.
Yeah, I'm sure it's in the
Yeah, I
Shenandoah
don't have,
book.
I'm sure I could get a hold of him, but,
Yeah.
yeah, if you want to reach out to him, you can, or,
Okay, that sounds good to me. I'll make contact with him, see if he wants to come back on for a 6-year term.
Okay,
Perfect. I'll let you know
Sounds
next
good.
week.
sounds great.
Thank you.
Yep,
Okay,
thanks.
Kristen, you want to put it on for next week then? Okay, sounds good. Okay. All right, so we'll talk about that next week.
Sure.
Okay. Meeting minutes are up next. March 25th meeting minutes. Oh, okay. I guess we did have all those. Okay, do I have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the 24th, 25th, and 26th?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as read.
Okay. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That motion carried. And I think we had, I think last week we had some good meetings, but I think our groundbreaking was very, very nice. I think that was good to get that done, and it was really nice. Thank you, Jim, for doing that. We appreciate that. Budget discussion, I think we're going to continue budget discussion on Thursday at 6 o'clock. Is that agreeable with everybody?
Yes.
And we'll try to finalize, we will finalize it. Let's just say that we will finalize the budget.
Yeah, I'll quit
Thursday
talking
at,
about it.
Thursday at 6, we will get
Okay.
it finalized. How is that?
Yep.
That way we'll get it done, and then we'll have our final budget hearing on the 22nd. Oh, 4 o'clock. Yeah, 4 o'clock. And then we'll have our regular meeting to follow that. Okay. It's almost time for our interview with our final county attorney interview. And I did have a phone call from our final person to interview a little while ago, and she said that she was taking her dog for a walk this morning, and she did a face plant. So we're not supposed to make any judgment call on how she looks. And I can actually identify with her because I took a fall the other day, but I didn't face plant. So anyway, so I don't know whether,
She's on.
is she on there? Are you on there, Dawn?
I saw.
So we'll have another meeting. Do we have any other business to discuss this evening? Or are we ready to adjourn?
Yes.
Make a motion adjourned.
Okay.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
All right.
Okay, we'll adjourn at 5:04.